Hello everyone, I'm so happy to have you with me for showing you what I created with the new Crafty Meraki Bountiful release. I am Ishani. Some of you may also know as Quillish. I invite you to check out my work on my blog, Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. And today I'm honored to be a guest for Crafty Meraki, where I'm going to take you through how you can make a very quick and easy but beautiful shadow box that can be a perfect gift for someone who loves plants. First, a disclaimer, I live very close to an international airport, so you may hear the aircraft sounds. I have tried to mute it. At times it was there, but there are various points in the video you may hear it. So today for my project, I'm using the beautiful Meraki fancy frame dies, and my tutorial will have everything about it. But other than that, I wanted to also show you another frame that I made with the same fancy frame dies that I shared recently on my Instagram. I made it with white colored cardstock, a white frame, and have added these pretty corners to it. And another beautiful product of the release is the Crafty Meraki EAP of these beautiful butterflies. You can cut them easily with the help of the Butterfly Bliss Paradise, or you could also just fussy cut them. And all of it comes together very quickly. And you will have so many butterflies to choose for your cards, for your tags. The flowers that I used are from a previous release, which is Meraki Artisan Floral Dies, and they make beautiful layered floral die cuts for making a wreath. Though I did not complete a wreath, I just made a small frame around my butterfly. But I love the dimensions of the die cuts that make the shadow box come to life. So let's come back to our succulent terrarium shadow box and go through how you probably may only make shadow box projects once you see how effortless it is. For my project, I am using the Effortless Artistry paper. This is Sage Symphony and it has matching dies with it. Also, you get a stamp set which you can coordinate with the dies. If you are somebody who loves to color and try different techniques, stamp set is perfect. But if you're somebody like me who wants some quick cards and do not want to color, there are days when you don't want to color, or some days you're in a hurry, and these pre-colored images by Crafty Meraki called Effortless Artistry paper so helps you make some effortless cards with such gorgeous coloring by brilliant artists. And I am going to use this artistry paper today, this EAP, for my project. But I also want to show you that you can make your own different color succulents. And here I have done heat embossing for this card and a very quick and simple card. I will have this soon on my YouTube channel. I will also be using this terrarium add-on die. This was from a previous release, but the succulents and terrarium perfect combination. So let us go ahead and make a wall art because we are going to use the fancy frames. I'm sure you've had a look at the gorgeous projects by the other designers. This is a perfect box frame die with a long die and a shorter die. Both of them combine and make a rectangular frame, but you can have a square frame when you cut with this die 4 times and a smaller square frame with this cut 4 times with a smaller die. Also, to decorate your frames, you will have these beautiful designs for the corners which you can die cut and use at the corners of the frames. If you turn over, you have all the directions here. All these directions will help you make your beautiful box frame. Also inside you have the assembly instructions. Let's go ahead and make a box frame, for which I have taken brown colored cardstock. This is 250 GSM. And I am going to use my larger dies to first cut from one sheet, or you could also have like this, die cut one sheet first from both the dies. This way you will get the long ones and the shorter ones, which will be your length and your width, and the same you're going to repeat on the second cardstock. For my die cutting machine, I have to cut out this paper in half and then run it through my die cutting machine. So I will die cut both these pieces twice and then come back. Everybody has a different die cutting machine. I have a Big Shot, and please don't judge my plates. They are very well loved. But I just want to show you that these dies perfectly fit a normal Big Shot, and I'm sure it will fit your Gemini and other die cutting machines, because this is a normal basic cutting plate, and I go and die cut all of these. So here I have two of both of my die cuts ready, two of the longer ones and two of the shorter ones. And now it's time to just sit back and relax and do some folding with a bone folder. So here you will see that there are indentations here. Now you just have to go ahead and fold the sheet at these crevices. So like now I can actually just, for a guidance, I'm just folding it a little up, and then I go ahead and fold it like this. So while when I have die cut, I get this plain side, and this has some texture because of the die cutting plate. So I'm just going to keep the smooth side on top and fold as mountains here at the indented parts. Very easy. This is quite easy. I'm sure you would love to do such things with your kids also, because they can participate and also make their own frames for their artwork. If you do it with a bone folder, it is just going to get a neat edge. So that's what I'm going to reinforce all my folds with a bone folder. Now it is time to adhere it. So you see these two flaps, we are going to adhere it with a strong glue. So I've taken a strong glue that I have, and I am going to, at the edges, just hold it for some time. And to help me, I've got some clothespin that I'm just going to put for a minute or so. But I also wanted to do some textures. Wait, don't. Oh no. Okay, rescued. So what I was thinking was, why to have just plain frames? Why not have some texture? And that was the reason I chose a brown colored cardstock, is because I want to give some texture on my frames. You can use textured paper, you can use pattern paper which resembles wood, but I have a very quick idea to turn my brown paper into wood, for which I have taken antique linen, and so basically a light colored ink and a light brown ink. So this is antique linen, which is like skin color, and the other one is caramel toffee, which is a little dark brown. So what I'm going to do is just take my inks and swipe on my cardstock like so, and this texture is going to imitate the texture from wood. Now if we fold it like so, we are going to get textured wood look. I can actually increase it. I just wanted to see if I can add more brown. So yes, I will add some browns, and then go ahead, put my strong glue again, hold it for a minute or so, or use clothespin to hold my paper together. I have this heavy acrylic block also with me, which I'm going to use to press my frames so that they stick easily. With the longer edge done, let's do a shorter one. This will be a width. I go ahead and do the same, adding texture to my brown cardstock. And in this I have not reinforced my folds, so I'll just go ahead and reinforce them. Next step, I'm going to add, for the next step I'm going to add glue and adhere my cardstock together. This must be already adhered, so I'll take off the clothespin. And so here we have two of our them. I'll just get the other two ready as well. It is time to assemble now, and I have here two of my short edges and these are my long edges. And how I'm going to place them is, I hope it is not getting camouflaged with my wood and the wooden surface. Now I'm sure you can make out how easy it will be to get it all together. But there is something that I want you to be mindful of when adhering these pieces together. So you will always have this one edge which you have stuck. So you remember where we put glue, so here the glue has even leaked out. Here it is nice and seamless, but if it comes in front it will not look very nice and neat. So we have to make sure that the edge which is folded and adhered goes down. So here I have both my edges like this down. You have these slanting portions, angles, which you're going to place like so. With every one angle you need to have a rectangular piece. So here I have angle and here I have rectangular piece, and all of this will be stuck. So let's go ahead and first adhere two of these together, for which I am going to again take my strong glue and I'm going to add it to the edges of this angled portion, and then I'm going to adhere it so, and before it adheres I have this square acrylic block. You can take anything square or rectangular so that your edges get stuck at a right angle. These dies work perfectly. They will give you a right angle, but just to be doubly sure, I want to place it at a corner. It will again take few seconds for it to adhere. Make sure you use a very quick drying strong glue, otherwise you will just be fiddling with it for a long time. This is an Indian brand that I'm using. I'll go ahead and adhere this side as well. This seems to have, see, now do you see there is the small angle? If you put it like so, it will be stuck at right angle, and it will take just few seconds for it to adhere because it is a strong glue. So you want to make sure that it adheres at right angles so it gives nice edges. Now my both sides are ready and it's time to adhere the other two and make it into a frame. just for before it dries, I want to just tuck it in and make sure it dries in right angle. This edge is not adhered yet, but and with all the 3 edges done, the last corner will be adhered again with the strong glue. So here we have our frame ready. We'll just let this dry, this corner as well, and we can also add some more texture with the same colored ink, or maybe a darker colored ink, because I have already used caramel toffee. Let us try a little darker color. Here I have a color called Paper Bag by Altenew, and I think this adds a little more texture and color. You can add more color and texture here as well. I think this looks good now. And if we will insert a paper, this is how it's going to look. With our frame ready, let us go ahead and make our terrarium. For the terrarium, first I'm going to have some succulents ready. So I will die cut 2 of these sheets. I will die cut one this and this one, and just mix and match to get some beautiful mix of succulents. You just need to take the dies, place them on these pre-colored images and die cut them. And here we have all of them, and look at how quick it is. Now you just have to arrange them on a card, or like what we're going to do on our box frame. So now it's up to you what you want to do, but before we start arranging the terrarium, I need to get the terrarium die cut too. So I'm going to die cut this part with a brown cardstock, and this will be die cut with a mirror cardstock. Here I have die cut my terrarium with the mirror cardstock. So sometimes I get some small bits and pieces, like I don't know if you can see this, for which I actually save all the painter's tape when I do watercoloring, and then it still has some tack, and it is easy to get those small little frayed edges clean with the help of that tape. And here I have my terrarium. So next, before we start adhering all our succulents together, we need to cut out a cardstock that will fit our frame. So this is the back side of our frame, and I have a cardstock that is going to fit in like this, so you don't have anything extra protruding out, and it's not small also. So this is going to be our back of the frame. I'm just adhering it temporarily. I'm just going to mark so that when I'm working on my cardstock, I know what is the center of my frame, and I don't go ahead, or I don't go beyond that point. So now I have my terrarium, which will fit in nicely in this frame. But before I adhere my terrarium, I want to add some more interest on my cards, for which I have taken this as vellum sheet, and I'm going to trace out my terrarium because it does not have an outer die, but we can surely just trace our terrarium and cut it out. I hope you're enjoying the presentation, and would check out the links of all the products that I'm using in the description below, and create your beautiful projects with the fancy frame dies. And now that we have our frame almost ready, we could actually go ahead and cut it more finely, but I think it does not matter much, because anyway this is going to be on the white surface, and I'm creating it just to imitate a look of glass. The vellum is just for the glass, and this is going to be behind our die cut frame. Now it's time to assemble all of these again. So I'm going to use the same strong glue for my vellum as well. I'm just adding it at two places. We need it to be strong because we are going to probably gift it to someone, so we don't want our wall decor to fall off. So here I have my terrarium base ready, and now it is up to you how you want to arrange your succulents. I want a little pop of color here and there, and I actually don't want to fill it up a lot, so the background is filled. So my first layer is this, and now as I layer them, I just want to make sure that my succulents are inside. I want few of the succulents to be peeping out of the terrarium, and I think this is a good design to have. The only thing is I will have this tucked in behind the succulent. Now let me add so my uppermost succulent will have 2 layers of foam tape, and this orange one will go here like so. I will just add some twine, a gold twine on top of my terrarium. So I just roll my twine like so, and I want to try putting my strong glue over it. Maybe it will just keep the shape. Let's try. Let's just add our clothespin again and let this dry. I hope it doesn't stick to the I hope it doesn't stick to the clothespin and just dries itself. So I have to just be careful when I adhere these two pieces. Looks like this worked, and it is stiff. Why not just use the same glue? The super glue, I have never worked with the super glue, but I realized for the frames we need a fast drying glue, and actually it is helping me for all my little adherings on this project. So as this dries, I want to just attach my terrarium at few of the places on my succulent. I don't want it to be adhered fully, like I don't want it to look like one dimensional. So I'm just going to add some drops of glue at few of the corners and let the others just float so that it always looks three-dimensional. So the first point would be here, then I'll add at these two places, and maybe at these two as well. This will also give me some space to add our other succulents. So I have the wiggle time, and so now I can take out my succulents. looks like my glue from behind did not work well. So I'll just add some sellotape to adhere my gold thread. And now I can also go ahead and add the little pieces that were left. I think this is good, the placement with the overhang. Oh, but I also have to confirm if my frame is not coming in between. So I will just chop off little of this succulents. So I'm going to chop this off a little more because I want like an overhang here. Can this, yeah, this looks good. I will, so because it is giving a little overhang, I'm just folding it above so it looks more 3D also and fits my frame as well. Now it's time to finally adhere our frame over it. So you remember how we had kept these edges for the bottom side? So here we will have our bottom, and this time we are not going to add glue to our art piece. What we're going to do is we're going to add glue again to our frame onto the edge, and try to place it straight. And because we cannot be sure, we will just go behind, turn it over, and here we have our terrarium ready. Now for the last part, we want to also add something to hang. So for that I am going to add a little bit of cord behind this. So I have a cord here which you can add in a way that it shows on top also, but I want it to be hidden. So I am just going to cut it a little more short, and then I'm going to adhere it with strong glue, and I will add this paper over it. There are so many times I want to frame my cards, but going to a hardware store and all that has never been very smooth. Sometimes your artwork comes up so beautiful that you don't want to part away with them, or you want to give it to somebody, but you also want them to display it. As cards can be displayed only for some time as the paper loses its hold. So I think I have a solution to all my problems, and I'm absolutely going to use these frame dies more often. Also, the effortless artistry paper EAP has made our lives so easy, and there's so many designs in the Crafty Meraki store to choose from. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I am Ishani, and thank you so much for sticking by and watching till the end. And if you're interested to see more of my work, you're most welcome to check out my YouTube channel and other social media handles. I'm sure you're going to love my ideas on stretching your supplies. Thank you so much. Happy shopping from the Crafty Meraki store. Happy crafting. Take care. Bye-bye.